Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are nearing the end of our war with the Allied Interlink systems. You can ignore the fact that it's 0 to 0, that's just a display bug that happens every time you restart the game in Stellaris. We can just go in here to see they only need 23 more reasons. I thought it was a little higher than that, but okay, I guess it's 23. Sounds good. So the Mars habitat here, it requires a specialist job. Okay. How do we want to get a specialist job? Well, this is currently set up as a trade station, but I believe that this is ultimately intended to be a research lab. So we'll send a research station in there. That should be a specialist job. Fantastic. We need housing on this generator station. That is something that we can do. We're going to have to give up a reactor district for it for now, but that'll be fine. What else can we do? Looks like that's it on our colonies. Fantastic. So let's scroll on down to our military fleets. We've got some issues here, of course. We'll get these cleaned up after the war, I feel like. The 74th Fleet is in Durakis and requires orders. It can actually jump drive out of here. And if we were to go here, we could get up over this way. There's a gateway in Gossamer. Well, first off, we want to grab this station. After that, I think we're going to jump drive over into Sim. And then from there, we can clear up some of this and wait for our jump drive again to be able to jump drive down over this way. Then we can utilize this L-gate. Okay, so that'll be fine. This is a huge mess. The 5th Fleet is fine. The 3rd Federation Fleet is fine as well. The 1st Federation Fleet requires orders, and we're going to send that over here in hopes of catching the 12th murder. The 1st Fleet could use reinforcement, but really, we're going to send it into Habrak and hope that we can catch this fleet here. Let's bump it up to fastest speed. It's like they are indeed moving. Sounds good. The 4th Fleet definitely needs reinforcement. Is there any way to do that around here? I mean, there's a real dearth of L-gates over here. No doubt about that. Let's just send them out after this fleet. That'll be fine. 24 reasons currently. They'll want to be out of this pretty soon. Oh, and I should point out, I did adjust our trade orders off camera. This is the new trade setup right now. And honestly, we can probably back off on our sales of alloys a little bit. That should be fine.
They are assaulting our spaceport.
Okay, so the 1st Federation Fleet requires orders. It will go to Vokon. The 2nd Fleet will go to here. I want to intercept this fleet and then go up to Brachma after that. The 1st Fleet is heading up over this way. I'd love to intercept these two fleets. We'll see how realistic that is. The 2nd... Let's see, Vokon is already going to be grabbed soon. I feel like we should come over this way and chase down this fleet. That's a pretty sizable fleet. So we'll see what we can do over there. The 5th Fleet is ready to head up to Wiesen over here, or actually Whitson. And we're going to chase down that fleet. Yes, we want to extend our deal. Wonderful.
Construction complete.
The 4th Fleet is... I really do want to go reinforce that. We don't have access through this gateway. Yeah. That makes things awkward, for sure. We're just going to push down over here, I think. Clean up these systems. They're not particularly threatening, so that should be relatively safe. The 5th Fleet is still going into Wiesen. Or Whitson, rather. 3rd Fleet is over here, and it's actually going to... Can we jump drive? No, still recharging. We're going to go up over this way.
Battle is joined.
Excellent. Down to 23 reasons on our war goals.
Is joined.
And that's fine. There's very little left that these guys can do, in all honesty. Excellent. So we just grabbed this, and we're going to head over to the 13th murder. There we go. Third Federation fleet is, of course, just chilling in terminal egress.
One of our stations.
Fifth fleet can head out over this way, I think. Yeah, that'll be fine. Something kind of like this for now. Wow, that'll have to do. Just because of FTL inhibition. But that's okay. This war should be over very, very, very soon. 18 reasons for our war goal. Of course, this is a bring into the fold war. So we're trying to steal the Tazikian Foundation away from this Federation. That is perfectly fine. The first fleet is going to head into here. And then from there, it can actually head back to Tribano. Do something kind of like that. That'll be fine. Food from jobs. Okay, let's go for admin cap next. We do still need more admin cap, after all. The second fleet is still in dire need of reinforcement, but we're going to send it down to Sulan. That'll be fine. And we'll be able to reinforce these after the war. I'm not concerned. 18 reasons now. Fantastic. So those reasons will be finishing up soon enough. How are we doing on our construction of our sensor hub? Okay, this construction ship is back in Tau Ceti. We want to send it up to Rasnum at this point, but I want to check in over here. 837 days on our Sentry Array. Sounds good. So we've definitely got ourselves a lot of occupation over here. There's no doubt about that. And let's see, anyone else requiring orders? I believe the 74th might. Yes. Yes, they do. We're going to send them in over here and maybe chase this down. Go ahead. The 74th is, of course, going to be folded into other fleets. You can see we're wildly over our naval cap right now, and that will be altered after this war. Third fleet does require orders, and its orders are to chase down this force. Excellent. 80%. 16 reasons to go. 14 reasons to go. 11 reasons to go. Well, that came down quite dramatically there. Excellent. We have a newly founded colony. Let's go ahead and check on our colonies. Yep. This ring world here, of course, needs a gene clinic, and we will put exactly that in. Wonderful. And then as far as our fleets go, the First Federation fleet requires orders, and its orders are to come up over here and liberate this territory. That'll be fine. Second Federation fleet is maybe going to progress down this direction. Yeah, go ahead and do that. That'll be fine. So we're just wrapping up this war. There won't be very much longer left here. We only need 10 more reasons. War exhaustion, plus occupation, plus relative navy strength. All of those are coming up constantly. So we're going to have no real problem here. And we're not claiming any territory for ourselves here, keep in mind. We do, after all, have plenty of that. We don't need more. But what we do need is more people in our Federation, because everyone deserves healthcare. Especially these people that we're killing to give healthcare. They very much deserve healthcare. The third fleet requires orders here, and its orders are to grab this. There we go. And then beyond that, the question is, where to from here with the third fleet? Where to indeed? We're going to head up like that. The second fleet, Surveyor has been activated. That's nice. The second fleet is going to head over to Sedima. The fourth fleet, over to this Singularity. That'll be fine. Okay. Back to minus 11 reasons. That will change shortly as these engagements proceed. There goes another one. Tiny little fleet. Down to 9 reasons. Excellent. The first Federation fleet requires additional orders, and we're going to do something like that. Wonderful. 9 reasons. The war exhaustion is getting up there. They immediately took Tiakia back, basically before we even left. Okay. Adorable. We're going to pop in there, and it will be no big deal. The third fleet requires orders, and its orders are to reinforce. The fourth fleet. It's very low. We're going to take it over this way to central processing and get it reinforced as well. The fifth fleet, it can head up to Howling Vortex. Status quo will only give us systems that we have a claim on, correct? I believe so. So we're going to want to achieve our war goals, and that will be quite soon. The second fleet is going to head out over this way. Just grab those. Third fleet is, of course, reinforcing. Second fleet is going to head up over here. Liberate that. Third fleet will be done reinforcing shortly. They're heading on in. Wonderful. And I do think that we're probably going to retire after this war our menacing fleets, and we're only going to use those in cases of emergency, I think. So we're probably just going to run 5 fleets of alloy ships plus 3 Federation fleets of alloy ships is, I think, going to become the goal. The 5th fleet here will head to Rixim. How are we doing? Still 9 reasons. Okay. The 1st Federation fleet is going to grab this over here and head down over here, grab these again. 2nd Federation fleet is heading down this way. Excellent. The 4th fleet is, of course, jump driving to central processing. Is it, though? We're replacing our menacing fleets after this war. We're going to Norberg. Okay, sounds good. 2nd fleet is not menacing, and is there a way to get that reinforced? There's an L gate over here. And that's the most efficient path to get there. Okay. That's a really, really inefficient path. Perhaps we can find a better path via jump drive. The main problem is this is unconnected, but that should be okay. We're going to jump drive to Duix. And then once we arrive there, we're going to just fly down over this way. That should do the trick, in theory. The 3rd fleet is still reinforcing. This is a menacing fleet. I actually regret reinforcing that.
Incoming transmission.
Research agreement. Pass. Back up to 13 reasons. Huh. Well, we're going to attack Norberg. And then we're going to go over this way. The 3rd Federation fleet, is that really necessary at this point to have it here? We should strike through the Maelstrom, through the L gate here. I think that'll be fine. We'll go up to Balawar. The 3rd fleet should probably come the same direction, using this L gate to strike down here. I like it. This will also give us access to the gateway network over here. So the first fleet is going to head over this direction. The second is heading to Targon. The fifth is heading to Eunuch. We're back down to minus 11 reasons. We can run the Surveyor. And that's completely fine. The first Federation fleet is heading down over this way as well. We'll start heading for Unamar. I'm not sure if that's going to be the ultimate destination or not just yet. The 74th fleet is so far down over here. Oh, it's actually missing in action. Okay, it lost a battle. Sounds good. Actually don't care about that. We're going to head to Hotram with this fleet and just push our way on through. Excellent. They've got all these little fleets flying around, taking back some of these areas. And that's definitely annoying. There's no doubt about that. The fourth fleet is going to head where exactly? Just chase down this fleet? You know what? Do it. Chase them down. We're going to head up this direction, I think, towards Mintaka. Let's go ahead and jump drive there. Excellent. The third fleet is going to head to Gossamer. Third Federation fleet is going to head over here and take some of this territory. Like that. Wonderful. This is a lot. And honestly, we're probably going to just disband all of these. They cost us minerals. I don't care about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group all of these together, perhaps even with the 74th. Where's that at? Still missing. Okay, that's fine. We're going to group all of these together and just get them out of the way. We already know that we're going to disband our menacing fleets after the war, and we're going to keep menacings in our back pocket as backup ships if we ever run into a huge alloy shortage later on in some of our future wars. But I'm not entirely sure that that's going to happen. For right now, we're going to get rid of all of these, including perhaps this. Yes. Group all of those together. There we go. And that's going to be the ST 111th. Okay, I like it. We're simply going to disband this fleet. Boom. The 74th, once it arrives, will get disbanded as well. Ah. There's all of these. They are going to need to be disbanded as well. We'll get them grouped together. And we'll give them time to group. Okay. So they're going to Medak. And we'll allow it. The 5th fleet requires orders. And its orders are to push up this direction. Like that. The 2nd Federation fleet requires orders. And it is going to go up over this way. Like that. The 3rd fleet... it's going to jump drive to Jormundir. And once there, grab that station. And how are we doing on these reasons? 18. Relative navy strength. Okay, so they're pumping out ships somewhere. Presumably up here. Energy credits from jobs. And, you know, that's probably because we disbanded. Now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure that's because we disbanded. Okay, the 3rd fleet requires orders, and it's going to go to Inthor. Anybody else? The 2nd fleet requires orders. Its job, right now, is to jump drive... its job is to jump drive to Jabeth, and then go to the Maelstrom, where we will reinforce it. The 4th fleet is on its way down here as well. Let's actually move it down this way, too. Okay. Any of these others that really need reinforcement? Honestly, the others are doing okay. Yeah, there's a lot of fleet ships up here, and I like that. That's something that we'll want to deal with for sure. Let's go for, I think, kinetic weapon damage. The third fleet requires orders. It's over here. Its orders are to just grab some of these systems like so. Wonderful. So at this point, they're fighting a bit of a guerrilla war, it seems. We're going to go ahead and reinforce this fleet. Excellent. And that will be done surprisingly quickly. We just lost an envoy. That doesn't matter. Sentry hub array has been assembled. Okay, just checking in over there. And because we can pump out these ships, you can see here that the relative navy strength is going to come back up, which is exactly what we want. The first fleet is going to make its way down over... Well, should we grab this first? Nobody controls this? Fascinating. We're going to come down over this way. That'll be just fine. So yeah, they're absolutely pumping ships out. Can they afford to keep that up, though? That's the question. There's a lot of stuff up here in the north that we should come attack. We're going to merge together the 74th and the 42nd. The 5th fleet is already up here, of course, and its goal is to push around... Well, we'll go into Kazon for now. 2nd fleet is, of course, reinforcing. And its reinforcements will show up fairly soon. Via the L gate. That's fine. 2nd fleet has finished repairing. The 4th fleet is in jump drive range over here. So we're going to go ahead and jump to Rim, and then from there also go down to the L gate. Excellent. The 5th is going to push up to Vermilion. And this will cause some damage to their fleet as well, which is good. They have a fair number of ships up over this way, and we want to curtail that a bit. 2nd Federation fleet is going to come over here. 1st Federation fleet is going to come to Jundius. Wonderful. And we will go ahead and hit the reinforce fleet button over here as soon as we can. These are menacing corvettes, but that is okay. We'll get that done. And then let's check in on... I don't want to disband this. Let's check in on this fleet. Okay, you know what? We'll add in the menacing cruisers. And for the menacing fleets, it's 20, 40, 40. Okay. So this is going to be a temporary fleet. But that'll be fine. We'll pump out the ships for that as well. And we will pop that, honestly, up over this way, I feel like. Let's see, is there an L gate up over here? What's the fastest way to get to, like, here? That's not exactly a speedy method. Ah, they're up here right now. Just make your way down over this way. But for now, just chill. Can you repair here? I want you to enter orbit. Yes, we can repair there. So that'll be fine. The 2nd Federation fleet is going to head down to Pulchron. And we're now back down to 16 reasons. Great. The 1st fleet is up over here, and we're going to send it after this fleet if we can catch it. 2nd fleet is still reinforcing. I feel like I already hit this button. But okay. Hit it again. And we're pumping ships out way faster than they possibly can. An unoccupied system. Okay. So what system did they just grab? Oh, they're over here again. Got it. So who are we going to send over here? That is going to be, I think, these guys. That's such a long trip. Okay. We can come through the gateway in Sigma Draconis fairly quickly. The 5th fleet is going to go up to Despad. The 2nd fleet is also going to make its way up over this way. I'd like to come in via the north, I think, and cut them off over here. There's this L gate here. We can come in kind of like this. Second Federation fleet is cleaning this area up. We're going to head up to here. First Federation fleet, I think, is no longer necessary over here. We're going to send it down. Well, it's not even necessary over this way. We're going to send it towards the L gate here, I think. It's a very long trip. There's just very little movement infrastructure over here. We'll just head to Sedima. That'll be okay. So we're going to wait for these ships to get pumped out here. That'll be fine. We are producing a lot of them, but we need to take these territories back as soon as possible. I didn't realize that they had come back up over here. I actually didn't even realize they could come back up over here. How did they get here? These are Tazikian ships. We must have killed them back here, and then they retreated back to their capital, because they had no real way to get here. Okay. The first fleet is, of course, over here, and they're going to... Can we get them to go here? There's no route for them to get there, but what we can do is we can jump drive there. And so we shall. So yeah, we need to get back those unoccupied systems, is what we need right now, more than anything. I was hoping to have this war done this episode, but I did not foresee this happening. Regardless, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to finish up this particular issue. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.